Again, if any of you were asked to do a speech, you wouldn't find it easy. Well, perhaps one or two. But as the nervous bridegroom found out when he thanked the bride's grandmother for a perky copulator. But this man has nerves of steel. We give you the best man, Mike.
First of all, can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that there are obviously some very important people in the room today, without whom very little of this would have been possible. And the great thing is that as the evening progresses, most of us will get to spend more and more time talking to them. So please join me in a very special toast to the bar staff.
Hey!
Also, I think both Tony and Carol, Jackie and Chris will get a mention. On behalf of the bride and groom, I would like to thank you for your support through all the planning and especially today, and most importantly, for paying for most of it. Now, it is said that being asked to be the best man is like being asked to make love to the Queen. It's a great honour, but nobody really wants to do it. But even so, I still agree to be Adam's best man, and I'm sure you'll agree that my first duty, that of getting Adam to the church, sober, on time, and eventually married, was a complete success. Adam chose me as his best man because after all the lurid, depraved and immoral things he got up to as a teenager, he was eager to appoint somebody with tact, who can be easily bribed with a pint or two, rather than somebody who tell the truth. Now, if there's anybody here this afternoon who's feeling nervous, apprehensive and queasy at the thought of what lies ahead, it's probably because you've just been married to Adam Shaw. Adam and I have known each other for nearly 20 years, and during which we've shared many a memorable experience. I'd like to start at the beginning of that session. We first met at high school, which, as you can tell by my boyish good looks and full head of hair, it was many moons ago. Now, not many people will believe what I'm about to say, but this fine, smart man that we see, married to the lovely Donna, was once a long-haired heavy metal fan. That's right. Adam spent his early years at high school with shoulder-length, dark purple hair. Most girls were jealous, actually. Now, as you know, Adam is such an outgoing, loud extrovert, and I am such a shy, retiring, unassuming man. It took a few years for us to properly get to know each other. But once we did, we realised we had very similar views on many aspects of life, and a great deal in common. In our youth, we hung around in Sandy Way, and occasionally, when parents were good enough to go away, we went to the occasional house party. When we were in the later years of school, we had two main aims, which most men do. Firstly, catching the eye of young ladies, and secondly, managing to get served underage from the country store. I have to admit, we got served very often. We were 100% successful in that, but not the before one. We finally matured enough to venture into the White Barn public house, which quickly became a regular haunt. From there, we planned our first lads' holiday away to Newquay. To say it ran smoothly may be slightly inaccurate. It ended up with a heater falling from the wall. We actually locked ourselves out, all 11 of us, very, very well planned. So we decided to push our smallest friend through, which, as you can probably gather, wasn't Adam or I. We pushed him through, hoping that he'd retrieve the key and let us in, with a cheery smile, but instead he kicked the U-bend off the toilet, and we then had to help, with the skills of a plumber that we had on hand, we had to repair it. The list of damages also included a smashed window, a melted stereo, and a destroyed saucepan, to name but a few. All these incidents made it a great holiday full of memories that I'll always cherish. And I've got some scars as well. A couple of years later, the same group of lads progressed to Magaluf in Mallorca. As already mentioned, our aims were to attract the attention of young ladies and drink lots of beer. And yes, you guessed right, we achieved one but not the other. We drank lots of beer. As you can see by Adam's complexion today, he loves to sunbathe. And after 2 weeks in Mallorca, he came back exactly the same as when he went. Maybe even a little bit paler. After college, Adam braved the cold northeast and attended Newcastle University. Adam tried to make me jealous of student life, describing the place as full of cheap drinks, nights out, and unapproachable popular groups of females. The likes of which Adam did less than impress, I have to say. And at one time, while attempting to be a gentleman, as we all know he is, he sidestepped and actually fell in a puddle, full of mud, and made a right fool of himself. Bravo, Adam. Bravo. 2001 brought about another trip to the infamous Benidorm. On the first night, we encountered the wrath of the hotel manager. We woke up to be approached by the manager, telling us to get out very quickly. We were quite encouraged to do so, as he was being flanked by 2 angry security guards as well. Truncheons wielded. We were told to pack very quickly and get out or else. It came as a bit of a surprise, because we thought we were quite good lads, really. And I've got the other speech in my pocket. You'd be glad to know it was actually the 12 Scottish lads below who'd caused all the problems, and the manager had got the wrong room on that occasion anyway. During that holiday, we seemed to be the typical British holidaymaker. Fried breakfast in the early morning with a pint of beer. We were even told to remove our Union Jack from the balcony. The dedicated athlete that Adam is still managed to complete 50 laps every single night. And it didn't even matter if it was closed, the pool, or if he'd had 10 pints of beer. Adam and I have spent many an hour at Dave Gym with our friend Nick. We're all equally as dedicated. Adam even managed to find some tight clothes once that he needed some help getting into. I'm not too sure whether they were from Ann Summers or from Sports. Adam was truly innovative with his weightlifting, and definitely caused some funny looks from time to time. But he did inspire me 1,000 times. I'd also like to say, and I know it's already been said, but a great thank you to Dave and Joyce, because I do know that he had a big part in Adam and Donna meeting. And I have to say, there's a little bit of seriousness here, though. Adam is a true gentleman and a true friend, and I was truly honoured when Adam asked me to be best man. Adam means the world to me. I hold him in the highest regard. If I have laughed 1,000,000 times in the last 20 years, you can guarantee Adam was with me 99.9% of the time. And Adam, thank you very much for asking me to be best man. I would now like to say thank you very much to the parents, and I'd like to propose a toast to the parents, Tony, Carol, Jackie and Chris. And would you all please stand? To the parents.
To the parents.